Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites, we are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. We are coming to you live tonight, again, from beautiful Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. As always, I'm your host, Randall Horn. Along beside me over here on the table tonight, again, missing a spot over here. We got just three of us tonight, but we're gonna rock this thing out.
You might be missing.
This guy's happy as a clam over there.
Well, to my right, my brother, Don Schro. Don, what's going on, brother? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. Across the table, once again, Robert Bialik. How you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm doing good. I'm just refreshing, just trying to get the latest.
Make sure those last minute moves come in.
Yeah.
Well,
it's always the last few minutes.
As always, want to throw the shout out to the man behind the scenes over here on the computer, Josh Richards. Josh, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Josh.
Good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here and for all of the stuff you do to keep us rolling, man.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. And again, as always, we want to throw some shout outs out there to you, the fans. Everybody that's part of the Sports Bites family, thank you guys so much for the love, the support, all the likes, all the comments, the engagement, the subscribers out there. And again, remember, if you're a subscriber but you got family, friends, somebody you think might just like the podcast, tell them to get on there, check it out, hit that subscribe button, keep hitting them likes and subscribes, comment on. We're live, as we've seen so far. We love to jump in and talk to everybody live in the comments. So glad you're on board, glad you're watching. All right, well. Big day today.
Blast off.
Big day today.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, it's been a little wild. Especially the last 24 hours. I feel like last 24 hours was like takeoff mode.
Yeah.
But before we get into this, we want to take a moment to
the prequel.
Take a moment to, think about our director of snack content, who is once again not with us tonight, Brent.
He's here in spirit.
In spirit.
taking care of the little one.
Got to be the family man. Got to be a family man when the duty calls. Well, since Brent is not here, I made sure that I went out and got some good snacks. None of this testing stuff around or anything like that. I got some stuff that I was like, these are probably going to be winners all the way across. Now,
Okay.
no real savory stuff tonight. Going to be straight up. Mostly sweets, except for the popcorn. That popcorn could be...
It's candy popcorn.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say it's gonna be
that's
sweet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
But I mean, you know,
I don't
popcorn.
care.
that buttery kick, you just never know. You never know.
I don't care either way.
Yeah, I don't think we mind here.
Well, let's get into it. So, I'm going to start off because Brent, long ago,
Got 4 cups.
Brent brought us some Jarritos. Jarritos. And I saw
Alright.
this while I was checking stuff out, and I was like, something about the red, just that red fruit
Goodness
punch
gosh.
look. It just, keep your head down. Look.
It up.
All right, here.
Here we go.
Yep.
Pass all around. Oh,
Oh.
I'm not gonna do it yet. I wanted to, but I'll wait. Ooh. What's going on?
Playing a
here?
tune over here.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Whatever.
Pouring it up.
Here you go, Robert. Across the table. All right, so
Here we
we've
go.
got Jarritos Fruit Punch. This is Mexican soda,
Okay.
fruit punch soda. Now,
Fruit
I love
punch
fruit
soda.
punch. I don't know about you guys. I love fruit punch.
Okay.
Fruit punch soda. I'm not sure. Josh's like, dude, let me just drink this shit.
I was gonna say he's
So,
already
let's
busting
give it a
over
shot.
Here we go.
Let's see. Yeah.
It's a little cough medicine-y.
I think you're crazy. Maybe at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe at the end.
It's cherry cough medicine with a little carbonation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah. Nah.
sip's good for me.
No bueno.
Yeah, that was I mean, it might be because I'm so damn thirsty.
Yeah, he just
I
was like,
I
damn.
chugged that
It
first little
quenched my
bit.
thirst.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, at
It's not
first
bad.
you get the cough medicine-ish taste. It's all right.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that goes by the end of it. Probably not going to be one of the faves, but. All right, so jump into this. You all right over there, Josh?
What'd Josh think of it? All right. It's all right. Said it was all right.
The lime is the best. That's why I got it.
I've
I
had
was
the
like,
lime. Lime is pretty
delicious.
good.
All right, so
I'm gonna have to look harder for those. I was gonna try to get. There were these chips at the stadium that I forgot to grab a bag before we left, but there were these Kraken crab chips, and they were very good.
yeah.
And I was just looking up, like trying to order, and the only thing I can see is to buy a whole case of them. And
Right.
I don't really think I want to. Although I probably could. They were
Yeah.
very good. So I'm gonna look around. But next thing.
Well,
Here we go.
so this one was kind of just caught my eye. Impulse buy for some snacks for sure.
Impulse buy. Here we go.
You got Mr. Beast, one of the biggest
Good evening, sir.
streamers in the world right now. I'm like, this dude
Yeah, Mr. Beast bars up.
gives away everything.
Pretty good.
I'm like, dude, he gives away so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was walking through there and I was like, oh, you know, I've seen these a couple times, never tried one. Mr. Beast Feastables candy bar.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know, sometimes, you know, you get these
smiling over there.
you get these candy bars or these, you know, chips or just anything sweet or anything like that that's endorsed by, you know, some big name person, and they just fall flat on their face. Like
Right.
it's all the name. That's
You got a Mr. Beast burger?
no, I have not had a Mr. Beast burger.
They're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nothing. It's not bad.
it's like
I
you
think they're
order them,
pretty
they
good.
come through a different restaurant.
I believe. Yeah, it's a ghost kitchen. I think
Yeah.
that they're made at Red Robin
Okay,
here.
all right.
To try
I
those out.
ran into something else along those lines. It was some wing place, and their address came up to Panera at Tanglewood.
There are places. There are some places on like Grubhub and
Good
DoorDash
bar.
that will they'll take a portion of their menu, like the hamburger portion,
Yeah.
or the wings or whatever, and they will post them in a separate company on DoorDash to get your attention more instead of you're like looking, you're like, oh, the person's wanting wings and they see this, oh, this wing place or whatever. And then you look and it's coming from a non-wing place or
Right to
something
the
like
logo.
that.
You went right to the logo.
I did.
Like immediately. All right. Yeah, that's
And I think
interesting.
Another one that I've seen is the Pardon My Cheesecake. They have Pardon My Cheesecake. Here it's made at IHOP.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Here we go.
Well, so yeah, these are Mr. Beast chocolate bars.
Like a
These are the crunch
bar.
bars.
Yeah,
So
it's like a
a
crunch bar.
little crunchy to them.
What you got, Josh? What do you think? It's a crunch bar.
Not bad. By any
No.
means, it's good. Nothing wows me over a Nestle Crunch bar.
Yeah, I'm trying to taste the difference, but there's really
No, it's a Nestle Crunch Bar.
Yeah. It literally, yeah. Literally tastes the exact same. Good job,
But-
Mr. Beast.
Not to a kid who loves Mr. Beast.
Oh yeah, the name makes it 10 times better tasting to a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked that up like I was about to drink it.
He's almost fucked up there.
No more cherry for me. Yeah, not bad. Crunch bar.
Yeah, I like Crunch Bars.
Yeah.
I would eat that whole bar,
I'm gonna go with this one
yeah,
next. This
for
is
sure.
This is the.
but I bet a
Good.
Crunch Bar's cheaper, and I'd probably
Oh.
just buy a Crunch Bar.
Well, that was what I was gonna say. That bar,
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive for a candy bar. I think it was like
Oh, yeah.
$2.50 for that little bar. So
Gotta have something good in it.
yeah, I mean, you paid for the name. He's got to make his
Yeah,
money to give
you
away
pay for the
somewhere.
beast.
I mean,
Honestly, I bet
Pay for the
$2.50 isn't
beast.
that far off from what you pay for a big Nestle Crunch Bar. That big.
probably.
It might be
probably.
2.
Yeah. So we've got candy popcorn. We got Twix flavor popcorn. I'm gonna save the other one for the end because I
Got the
got a
sweet.
feeling. I mean, I've had these before, and once you eat those, they're gonna be so sweet you're not gonna taste anything else for the rest of the evening. So
All right.
these, I figure we'd jump on.
Okay.
But yeah, so I love Twix. Twix are like probably my favorite candy bar.
Yeah,
They're-
that is a good one.
They're kind of underrated. Like a lot of people don't mention them when you talk about like
Mention
favorite
Twix?
candy bars.
It's the Twix. Pass
But
it
they
that way
should
this
be.
time, maybe, so we don't get in the camera.
Yeah, it's not it's not the glamorous pick that people like. Oh, that's my favorite. But
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
solid. Yeah.
It's one of the best.
What's your first favorite? Reese's Cups.
Reese's Cup.
Reese, yeah.
Reese's
yeah.
is my favorite, man.
Shout out Dwayne Nelms.
I'm a Snickers, but Twix are probably my second.
Yeah. Adam Miller said, "Evening, gentlemen. What's up, Adam? Good to see you in the
What's up,
group,
man?
man. Good to
What's
see
up,
you."
Adam? All right, here we go.
I'm sure Adam's gonna have some stuff to say. Watching these Olympics that have been going on these last few days, but
Tennis part.
let's
for
knock
sure.
out this.
No,
Ooh. I don't
Nope.
taste the
Nope.
Twix.
Nope,
It's like
not at all.
it's like
No.
really sweet caramel corn and some chocolate.
and it doesn't have good flavor at all.
Ooh.
Chocolate melts immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
No, not digging that at all.
Yeah,
Failure.
yeah, from Sandlot. Oh, nah. Ooh. Mm-mm.
I'm like, I keep eating bite after bite, hoping.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
It is off. It's off. Yeah, I can't eat it.
Not even close.
No,
Yeah, is he going to spit it out? I mean, he might be going to spit it out. That gives you an idea. Yeah, yeah.
first off, I'm getting 0 Twix in that. at
Yeah,
all.
no Twix.
There's
There's no
no,
Twix.
even the chocolate
like-
doesn't taste like Twix chocolate. It tastes nothing like Twix.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was going to be like caramel in the middle, like chocolate outside, and like salted, you know?
Yeah,
There's like no.
Oh, thanks, Rob.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea. Aha.
That's why I threw it down on the tablet. I was like,
Yeah, I'm
all
gonna
right,
keep
then I won't have to hold it.
these. I'm gonna keep those on that.
Well, yeah, I'm not digging that.
Not a big fan. Not a big fan.
I think the Reese's popcorn was better than that.
Reese's popcorn was great.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Reese's. But that didn't even taste like
Yeah,
Twix. It'd be
that's-
different if it had some Twix taste.
Like as soon as we ate the Reese's popcorn, we were like, "Yep, that's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's Reese's popcorn.
popcorn."
Now, good thing about these. So we got these. These are Haribo sour streamers, like sour ribbons.
Okay.
You will be happy to know that the way that these things are packaged, that there's guaranteed to be some sour apple in these. I
Okay.
remember those Skittles kind of got hosed
Why do
on
you
the
say
sour
they're
apple.
guaranteed?
Huh? Well, because it's on the end, and it's just a whole strip of them. So you're guaranteed. It's only four flavors in here.
All right, sour apple
As
for Rob.
opposed to those Skittles that, kind of got
There were,
hosed
like,
on the sour apple.
There was like 2. I think I got one and you got one.
Trying to open these in a way that'll make it easier for everybody to get whatever flavor they want. All right, so what do we got? Sour cherry, sour orange, sour apple, sour blueberry. I'm a fan of sour cherry, so I'm going to go ahead and start it over on the sour cherry side.
Sour cherry.
Oh, yeah. These look good.
And
I know they're good.
these, I'd pick the blue raspberry.
Rachel got some of these for the train ride when we went to Baltimore.
Blue raspberry.
I didn't know that.
Half like
So
this.
did she really get them for the train ride?
Yeah,
or-
right.
You know, I didn't mean to pull dose.
It's all right. Pull as many as you want.
Here we go. We got liftoff.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, here we go.
I'm glad I didn't eat it all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Those
Got
are
them.
money.
That's some good sour.
Yep. Those are really good.
Good sour flavor.
Those are really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can dig
Not
it.
not as big of a fan of like the ribbon itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's a little off, but the sour is good.
I thought the cherry flavor, I don't know about the other ones, the cherry flavor was right on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the flavoring was fine. It's like the consistency of the ribbon or something.
What do you think over there, Josh? Yeah, buddy.
He
I
approves.
definitely eat them.
Yeah. I'm like, I think it would take the pain in my tongue of so much sour would be the only thing that would cause
But
me
I
to stop
would-
eating those.
I would prefer like the ribbons at like it's sugar.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, yeah.
I would prefer those, but they are still very good.
Well, we had 2 hots and 2 knots.
Well then,
Good stuff.
interesting.
Good stuff. Good
Interesting line of snacks for the evening. So
stuff. Good introduction.
let's move in to some sports. Big day today. As of 16 minutes ago, Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Major League Baseball trade deadline has come and gone.
The things have just like still coming out.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the the Reds have traded outfielder Austin Slater to the Orioles.
A lot of stuff I didn't
Um,
even know. Go to the tracker.
Mark Canha
ESPN.
is headed to the Giants.
Okay.
The Red Sox got Luis Garcia from the Angels.
Lane Thomas went to the Cleveland Guardians.
The last real big one was Flaherty to
LA.
The Dodgers. Yeah, they needed that. Honestly, they don't have much. Kershaw's back, but they still need help.
Well, Yamamoto.
Yami will be back, but his injury was evidently bad enough to keep him out this long. So
Yeah.
scary bringing him back right before the playoffs.
Most definitely.
You know, you'd rather bring him back a little bit earlier. But
There's actually, so I can't keep up with the timeline of everything. Phillies trading Gregory Soto to the Orioles
yeah, right over there, John.
for Seth
Man, they like
Johnson.
pour sour straws at once.
That's Juan's brother, right?
It may be. Who knows?
Joking.
He's a left-handed reliever. What's with the Phillies unloading all these relievers to the Orioles?
I don't know.
I mean, we need it, so I'll take it.
Yeah. I
Um,
was like, I don't hear no complaints over there.
Yeah, you guys are getting some good guys. We got some good guys.
yeah, we gave up a little too much, I think, for Trevor Rogers, but I think that's just the market that there was, thanks to the Astros.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got Eflin when we did,
Yeah, he.
I think-
because if
yeah.
we would have waited, it would have been way more.
Yep.
Yep.
Um,
We
Absolutely.
did all right last night.
I don't know what the Astros were thinking, giving up what they did for Kikuchi, who
Yeah.
hasn't been good his
No.
last
Nah.
the last
he's
few
been
starts,
hit or miss.
and he's a rental.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that, and that just started this whole. Oh, we're just giving away the farm for mid tier pitching.
Right. Right. Just for
Yeah,
right
maybe a
now.
little bit of desperation in there.
Yeah, they're playing
Just
for right.
Maybe
they're
not the
doing
whole
it for
thing,
right
but a
now.
little bit. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
And I don't know, as upset as I was about getting Trevor Rogers being the guy that we got, someone made a good point. Until Jack Flaherty just got traded, there hasn't been a pitcher traded that would start over Burns, Grayson Rodriguez, or Eflin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not the market. The market is not.
Well, I mean, that
conducive to
says
that.
a lot about you guys, and I want to hit on that at the end of some of these trades of
Go for
who
it.
the big movers, who the big winners and losers were of this. Just to start off, run through a few of them that I had seen from this afternoon. This was all from none of this is current as of about an hour ago, but there has been some big moves. Flaherty being the big one that's happened since then. You had the Mets went after Paul Blackburn from the A's. Not a bad pickup. Blackburn,
He's pretty solid.
He's solid. He's relatively consistent. The Mets are fighting for a spot right now to get in that wild card hunt and stay there.
Yeah.
I don't think the Braves or the Mets are going to catch the Phillies. So I think at this point both teams are looking to try to find that wild card.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Blackburn, solid pitcher. Had him on the fantasy team there for a little while. Let's see. We had the Padres. Padres getting Tanner Scott from the Marlins. 1.1 ERA and 18 saves.
Yeah, he's
Also an
been
All-Star
red hot.
appearance this year. Yeah, that's a big one right there.
They needed that.
Yeah, I say Tanner Scott definitely helps Padres moving
For
forward.
sure.
That's a huge.
They gave up a lot
Yeah, they
for
did.
him.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
Like I said, I was watching something where they were going through when that trade came up. You can go on Fangraphs and you can put in like the trades, and it gives the value of each player to the trade, and the value that the Marlins sent the Padres was valued at like a little over 5 on this whatever that net number means on the website, and the value of the Pauly and Snelling and all the players they sent to the Marlins was at 30. So there's like a 6x return
yeah,
on trade. Very good. I mean, that shows the market because I mean, but I think if you look at it, the Padres, I don't think it was really a horrible move.
yeah.
The Padres are very good. I got to see them over the weekend, and it was a little bit. They're hot right now, and the
Yep.
Orioles are definitely not.
But
They have that team hits. They hit the ball solid on every
playing-
single time.
playing without Tatis right now too.
Yeah.
And they are a threat to
Yeah.
win the World Series.
Yes, I believe so. For sure.
They had a good run last year. I mean,
And they
Yeah, they
have a
did.
hell of a bullpen now, especially.
Yes.
well, so moving on, you had let's see, you had the Mariners. They had Chargois. Is that it? Am I saying that right? Chargois. CHARGOIS. He
I'm
played
not
for
sure.
them. Played for them in 2021. Went to the Marlins. They just got him back from the Marlins. 1.62 ERA over 15 appearances. Solid numbers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about him.
The big one they got was couple days.
Rosarina.
Rosarina.
Yeah. Yep.
They got Randy Rosarina. Yep.
And I guess Yandy Diaz.
He's
did
been
a good
raking.
move because Yankees were linked.
You're absolutely right, Josh. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, second week in a row.
Second week. We've actually got, I don't know if you noticed this, but we've got actually Adley Rutschman is sitting in for Brent this week. And we're going to talk about the Nyjah thing because I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. So we are going to talk about it here in just
we're
a
hitting
few
on
minutes.
that.
I just saw somebody said the Orioles just went from having too many prospects to having too many prospects and also too many players.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yep.
I guess.
Let's see. Paul DeJong from the White Sox going to the Royals. 18 homers, 40 ribbies, 228 average. Not terrible, but can definitely fill a need, I feel like. You had the Rangers, Andrew Chafin from the Tigers, 3.16 ERA, 50 strikeouts in 37 innings so far this season. Those are pretty good numbers. Most of the other ones, you had...
Not really any huge ones.
No, you had Diamondbacks got Josh Bell from the Marlins. They were saying, like, how much that could help the lineup. They were like, it will add some serious power and pop to the lineup. I'm like, 14 homers on the season, and I don't believe his batting average is crazy good either right
Who's
now.
this?
So Josh Bell.
He's just a.
Oh,
he's
he's
a big
been-
player. He's just a big.
He's
hitter.
been awful.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Josh Bell 2-3 years ago, that was a different story.
But-
I'm like,
Who knows?
Yeah, anyone could get hot at the end of the year.
absolutely. Or go into a new environment.
Because honestly, I'd say
Yeah.
the same thing about Eloy.
Yeah.
We're getting
Right.
Eloy.
I think he could pop
mean,
off. I've seen
He
Eloy.
has. We just need right-handed hitting.
Yes.
And so that was.
He's a
that's
big
something.
bat. He's healthy now too. So He should be
But
alright.
he's a guy that he hasn't been good of late, and he gets hurt a lot. But maybe
a winning team.
change of scenery might do him good. So we'll see.
Yeah.
How about this guy?
Well, I was saying,
Dun-dun-dun.
hadn't got there yet. Hadn't got there, but we are. I had Trevor Rogers going to Baltimore.
What's up, Paul?
We had, what's up, Paul? We had the Red Sox acquire Lucas Sims from the Reds. Mets get Nicholas Correno from the Pirates. Crochet on the table, and this was, as of now, it's over, and I have not seen anything. Robert had it
They've
right.
not-
I don't think there's
if
Nah, he's
the amount that it's taking to get mid-tier pitching, no one is going to give up what the White Sox would want for Crochet.
right.
I guess in this market, understandably so.
Yep.
But nobody, it's not happening.
yeah.
And I've been hearing the Tigers
Big beef castle.
for a couple days. The Tigers have been saying
That's
it's not happening. That they weren't trading
Yeah.
Skubal. Which that makes more sense. The Tigers are close.
Yeah, they're not
They're almost
bad.
there. There's
They
no
don't have a
reason
bad
for them to
team.
trade Skubal when
Nah.
they have control of him.
No,
Like, if he
no
was a
way.
free agent at the end of this year, maybe.
He's way
Yeah.
too
But
good.
you've got him for a couple. They're too close.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What they need to do, what the Tigers need to do, is go back in time and not draft Torkelson.
Yeah.
They could have got Witt. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Mm-hmm. Good grief.
golly.
That'd be crazy.
Well, when you had Soler heading back to Atlanta,
My boy.
I don't know how much that's
World
going to help
Series
us.
MVP, baby.
I saw
Yeah.
a comment
I mean-
on our Braves page about like, oh, we're just rebuilding the 2021 roster, and I'm like, yeah, that's great.
We got Luke Jackson
3 years
back
later.
too. Got
Really?
Luke with Soler in that package.
Yeah. So as of now, what do you got? You got
Is that all that y'all? Was that pretty much what
We
y'all
got
done?
Rosario, but that was a week or two
Yeah,
ago.
we had-
Right.
But
Soler. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
we got a pitcher. No, we didn't get a pitcher. No, that was the Mets. That was Blackburn.
They were saying
That was
Alex
Blackburn.
Anthopoulos. This was. They were like, Alex Anthopoulos, be ready in the next. Like this was earlier today. Be ready in the next few hours. He's either gonna buy big or sell big. That fool didn't do shit.
But look,
He sat on the couch and was like, "We're good with what we got."
We
and
talked-
that might not be a bad move.
it was only one good start, but we talked about Schwellenbach a few days ago. He did really well, and he's one of our young prospects. We got Morton, Lopez, Freed, and Sale. I don't think they're too worried.
They're not.
About
You've got
pitching,
Schellen.
you know?
You don't even have to Schellenbach and whoever.
That's
they're
what I'm
not even
saying. It's
gonna
going to be
pitch
4 in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4. So I think
Unless y'all have injuries.
bullpen's good, Iglesias is healthy.
We still got to put up runs though.
Yeah,
That's
our thing.
what
That's
y'all
our
need.
thing right now.
That's what y'all need.
That's why we went after Soler. That's why we got
Right.
Eddie back. That's why we
But
got Ball.
that's another one. Solaire's another one where you hope
Yeah, when
that
he's back in
he's
Atlanta.
going to get back into the
Yes.
groove of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he is
No, it
going
doesn't
to.
mean he will.
But yeah, it's another
He
like
could.
Eloy. It's another like Eloy.
Yes,
like
I agree.
it's one of those.
He's a
Should have
big.
gone after Jock.
I wanted Jock so bad. He said he was happy in Arizona. but
Yeah.
He's been popping lately.
Yeah, having Jock back. So here's the thing.
Jocktober.
I'm
man.
not feeling like with the Ozzy injury. Just seeing the way
know,
things have
man.
gone, I'm like,
It
I'm
sucks.
not tapping out quite
And
yet,
Harris.
but I'm right there. I mean,
Harris,
yeah.
Ozzy, Acuna,
And
Strider.
they're making it sound like Harris he re-aggravated his hamstring. They're making it sound like they're in no rush to get Harris back. You're getting to that point where it starts getting a
Oh, got
little bit
Soler.
grim near the end of the season.
See what happens, right?
But you never
have the
know.
pitching, right?
Yeah,
you have the pitching,
and
we
you
just
got to
need to
have
hit.
that. I mean, the good
I think
pitching.
we can still hit with those bats and have good enough pitching.
We need our consistent guys to get back to being consistent.
What is
Riley
really
and
hurting
Olsen.
you guys right now is the Mets and Padres are two of the hottest teams in the major
Absolutely.
leagues.
Oh yeah, Mets are hot.
You gotta hope that the Pirates and the Diamondbacks just can't get it going.
Right.
Yeah.
Really.
Well,
But
Back-
like I said,
they're back and
I
forth.
told you the other day, it's gonna be harder than I thought. Like y'all's injuries have really been catching up, but I think you have the pitching
Yes,
to do it to get
we have great starters,
to get through.
great bullpen,
But
great closer.
yeah, it is gonna be.
I still want to see Nacho Alvarez, bro. When they bring in Nacho. Bro.
That's what
Nacho!
See, this is another thing that because when we traded Connor Norby today, we traded Connor Norby, Kyle Stowers for Trevor Rogers. Well, that didn't make much sense to me in the sense we lost Jorge Mateo, and that's the reason Connor Norby got brought up and has been on the Orioles the past few weeks.
Right.
Because with Connor Norby leaving, now our infield is just Urias at third, Gunnar at short, Westberg at second, and there's nobody else to fill in. So I was thinking the only reason they would be doing that is to bring up Jackson Holiday.
True.
And then they optioned, they were called and brought up Taran Vavra, who I thought we had seen the last of. He's just a utility guy that can play the field, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm not excited about that. But then somebody said it's setting up for Jackson will be here in August, maybe even September.
I think so. I think he'll be
they're
back.
manipulating contract
Yeah.
Right. I think he'll be back.
control, and they don't want to burn his rookie year.
That makes sense.
Yep. It
That
does.
Does it?
It kind of does.
I mean, I get it, but if you
yeah,
need, if you
Kind of,
need it,
sorta.
That's the thing. That's the fine line that they get paid millions.
so
to
when
walk
you're
or-
asking for Nacho, it may be a month or two.
yeah.
Yeah.
It may be a month. Or
Well,
Definitely.
so they made room to call him up, and the last I'd seen a few days ago, they had planned that he was going to come
He
up and
might-
make his
I
major
think he
league
might
debut, and
still.
never did.
He
And
might still in the next week or two.
he's again AAA. As much as I love to say it from Major League, it's like they were like he's got such a huge bat, and he's got a huge bat off a guy's bagging groceries next week, but. You never know. That might be the same bat that comes up to the majors and loves the big stage and does even better when he gets there.
Right.
So yeah, I'd love to see what that's going to look like when and if he does get up here. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I can't keep up. I don't know what is finalized with all these trades. It looks like the Orioles have gotten 2 Sotos. We got the Gregory Soto from the Phillies, and Levon Soto from the Reds was also included in the Slater deal.
Okay.
Whoever the hell he is. So
okay.
we're
Keep
just
an eye out.
collecting Sotos.
Yeah, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
I guess maybe that's our way of trying
Juan's
to
on the
lure
way.
Juan.
That might be.
Juan's
That
on the
might
way.
be. Door could be open right there.
Yeah.
Look how much the Sotos love it here. Well, I will say one thing I did read today that was interesting. There was a lot of talk for a few days about Lubob, where he was going to go. Luis Robert.
Yeah, Luis Robert.
I
And then
think
today, this afternoon, they came out and was like, we don't know who's been putting that information out. One team, the Phillies, made an inquiry about him, and they dropped it immediately. They were like, he has had zero interest from major league teams. When 2 days ago, they were like, there's 7 teams in the running for Luis Robert.
He's got
Kind of interesting how that one worked out because,
he's got some pop, and he had a great year last year, batting power. But
fake news.
you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
He's a hit or miss player. He hasn't done so well since he came back from injury. He's been hitting home runs every now and then, but nothing great. It's hard to do anything on that White Sox lineup. I
Yeah.
mean,
Luis Robert is.
your team doesn't set you up for success, so it's
I
hard,
would
it's hard to
love
get going.
a Luis Robert.
Oh yeah, on the Orioles, yeah, that would be fantastic.
Well, we don't need
Yeah, I
him.
was like, what would you
But
need?
I would
Him
still
or
take him.
Eloy Jimenez, you know, like either one.
I
of
would
those
take
guys.
Luis Robert over Eloy.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. If I had the choice.
But the haul that it would have taken to get Luis Robert was a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as of now, it looks like Lou Bob's going to be staying in Chicago.
Oh, he's staying.
Sweet home, Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, interesting day. I feel like trade deadlines are always like this. That last 24
Every
hours,
year.
it just gets nuts.
Yep.
What was it?
Which is crazy to me.
Year
Every team knows the trade deadline's coming up in a month.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper right now to get them.
Yeah.
Well,
Then they panic and
yeah, and it's like free agency. Look at free agency this last year, or not this last year, earlier this year. Everything was quiet. And one move happened, and then all of a sudden, free agency just
I don't
fucking
get it.
crazy.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
wild.
I some of it is teams holding out because they're trying to decide if they're going to be buyers or sellers. I get that. And I guess some teams like to wait till the last minute to figure out
Yeah.
whether they want to go for it or not.
Yeah.
And I guess
you got to calculate, the risk to reward. What's it really worth for your team to fill those needs with some of these players? Because some of these guys, like you said, like Lou Bob, it's going to cost you to bring a guy like that on. It's going to cost you a lot. Who was it I was talking about the other day? $800,000. I was talking to you on the phone. $800,000 contract. Who was that?
that was Crochet.
Crochet. Yeah, his contract was only $800,000.
Well, he's in his rookie. He
Yeah,
hasn't
still in
even
his rookie
entered
contract.
arbitration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's another reason that no one was trading for Crochet as well, because Crochet has a demand that he isn't playing in the playoffs unless he gets a contract.
and that's what I was going to kind of bring in. Is like that contract number is not going to stick with a guy like that. You're going to pay him if you go get him. You're going to
You have to
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah.
because, like he
Right.
said, he isn't playing in the playoffs without a
yeah.
new contract. He knows.
Yeah.
Good for
I
him.
mean, you got to make your money, dude. It's a business. I mean, this is a business.
because you could need Tommy John tomorrow.
100%. How many times have we seen it already this season? I mean,
3 times on the Orioles.
John Mean though. John Means.
Yeah.
Well,
Did he ever find out?
Huh?
Did he ever find out
what?
about John Means?
Who? No.
No.
No. Well, I mean, we told him about us going and like meeting him and hanging out.
Yeah. He told
Yeah.
me all about that. That's pretty sweet.
Well, funny thing.
Now's a good time to tell you.
yeah,
that.
now's
We
a good
just
time.
Saw him.
Yeah, we just saw him.
We didn't hang out with him. We just saw him. It did happen.
really
where,
did
It did
actually,
happen to where
like-
I looked up and I was like, that guy looks familiar. Saw his armband. I was like, that's John Means, and it was like, oh,
Truth be
I
told,
didn't
he
want.
had a
He was with
briefcase
his
with him and
family.
everything.
He was
Yeah.
with his family.
Yeah, truth
we
be
were in the
told, it was
lobby of the. There were other Orioles fans who didn't realize it was him. I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to draw
I
attention
say,
to
truth be
him.
told, it was a respect move
It
on
wa- I
Robert's
wasn't
part
trying
to
to,
not
like,
go up and leave.
But yeah, and
I can tell you, if there would have been a Brave in there, I would have not
yeah.
been able to be as respectful. Oh my God!
I've got another
Right, dude,
story.
sign this jersey.
I've got another story
I was
for
gonna
this
say,
past weekend though.
So yeah, interesting. While we're still on baseball, let's talk about this other story,
heard
Robert.
So I went
this
back
one.
to Baltimore I went to all 3 games against the Padres this weekend. And Friday, I had the best seats I've ever sat in at Camden Yards. It was club level, pretty much right next to the press box, right in the middle. It's as close to the middle in the club level without being in a suite that you
Yeah.
can be.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a perfect view. Well, at one point I got up, fifth inning. I was gonna go get something from the concession, and I walk out, and I'm walking into the thing, and I just kind of like run into somebody, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh no, you're good. And I like look, holy shit, that's Adam Jones with his 2 sons. I was like,
Hell yeah.
I am very sorry. And he was just like, nah. He just kept walking with his son. You're good. You're
Jones.
good. And just
Wait a
kept, I was like,
Dr. Jones.
But, so I gotta ask. Wait a minute. So wouldn't it be more like, I am very sorry?
Yeah, I was gonna
Adam
say.
Jones really tall. I thought he was
I
really,
mean, Robert's
really
kind
tall.
of tall, so.
But I mean, I thought
he
Adam
was
Jones
taller
was
than me,
super
but
tall.
about an inch or two.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like super tall.
I thought
Nah.
Adam Jones was like
He's
6'5",
a leaper.
6'6", like
He was
big,
a leaper.
tall
He
dude.
liked to.
I don't think
leap over the wall.
I don't. No, unless I'm just like I blacked out when I noticed.
Probably,
Yeah,
like,
blacked out.
I had my boots on, so I was up there with him.
But yeah, that was
That's
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, he's 6'3", so
6'3",
yeah,
okay.
inch taller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's cool, man. John Means and then Adam Jones.
You know what's gonna be fucked up though is Donnie's gonna go to a game with some of his people. He's gonna go down to Atlanta or some shit like that,
And
and
he's-
he's gonna send pictures of him with like Spencer Strider, like
in the bar.
in the bar, like. Actually, Donnie sent a picture with Spencer Strider, like, and then sends it back to us.
Oh, yeah.
So
for sure.
that was the highlight of probably the trip because the Orioles are are they awful right now.
I will say this, and I haven't really mentioned anything, but I will say we've known each other for a long time. You got a lot of points in my book for the John Means thing though, because that's like I get starstruck when I see players from my team, especially. So I can only imagine like how hard that is to not be like, hey, I'm not gonna gush over it or anything, but I gotta go say something like that was a cool show of respect because
Well-
I guarantee you, if those people in line would have known who he was, it would have been a
Right.
big thing around him.
Right. It was a little harder with Adam Jones.
Oh, I bet.
I love Adam Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He,
Adam Jones
he's one
is
of my
one of
favorite
them.
Oriole of all
Yeah.
time.
One of the good ones.
He was with his sons.
Yeah.
And there's just something that, like, I'm not going to be that person.
Yeah.
He comes
I
to
will.
he comes
I
to
will.
Baltimore and goes to the games just to enjoy the game, you know? Like there's times and places for it, and that wasn't it. That
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Yeah.
And I could also tell by his reaction when he realized I realized who he was.
Oh,
Yeah.
That it wasn't a thing where he's like it was a like I'm you know
I'm with my
Oh,
kid.
you're
yeah.
good
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
good
Yeah, don't
you know
do it.
and so there was no
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Going to Adam Jones.
Did you sign my stamp collection?
Adam Jones. Sign the fan club.
Because that would be me. I'd be like pulling shirts up. Hey man, will you sign this one? The security comes up like, sir, you can't walk around with no pants. Hold on, dude, I'm getting Adam Jones autograph.
and Adam Jones is like no you're not
Yeah. I don't know this guy.
No.
And that was how we got removed from club level.
Club level is
I bet
awesome.
that's
It
Yeah,
is
that sounds
awesome.
pretty sweet.
It was so good. AC like the whole way around.
Nice.
So you get hot at your seat, just go sit in the AC.
Yeah.
Because there's lounges
Go lounge.
as well where you
Yeah.
can just sit there and watch it on the TV in a chair.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's like Delta Club at Atlanta.
Yep, at Atlanta.
Truist has a Delta Club down there.
But also the game 2 setting pretty much just to the left of behind home plate. Like where we were,
Yeah.
the other side of the dugout, like
Oh,
except
okay.
more like right like in the middle, like the bowl area, like
Yeah.
about 20 rows up.
Oh wow,
Great seats.
that's awesome.
Great seats in the shade for the whole game.
Can't beat that.
They were great.
Can't beat that at all.
And then the other one, because it was 1 o'clock game, and so we got row 2 in like one of those terrace, underneath one of those terrace things.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the best, but as far as avoiding the sun, it was great.
Yeah.
And at least we got to see them win that game. So
Yeah.
that
Hell
was-
yeah.
Sweet.
That's
yeah.
what up.
But
That's
those
what
first 2 games were brutal.
Yeah.
It was so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
The fielding is like we've been very good fielding team, and not anymore. Like
Yeah.
errors every night that lead to runs,
Mm-hmm.
costly runs.
Yeah.
Gunnar Henderson, lots of errors recently.
Well, that
Now
whole
I will
thing-
say, a lot of his errors come from their throwing errors.
Mhm.
And they're throwing errors from balls that he probably shouldn't have even gotten to, and he's trying to make a great play.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. He's a hell of a fielder. He's getting to these balls that he shouldn't. He makes throwing errors. That happens. And then they needed Jordan Westberg to play shortstop yesterday, and he doesn't play shortstop because they needed to give Gunnar a rest because
Yeah.
we're playing 8 games in 7 days right now. So. And he had two errors that led to runs. So that's killing us.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, most definitely. I mean, it will every time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's when it rains, it pours, though, and that's
It is what it is.
yeah.
New
It's
season,
like a fun trip though.
trade deadline, new season.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Especially for you guys, because that's what wanted to talk about. For just a minute. So I still want to get into these Olympics, but winners and losers. I really think Baltimore, you guys came out really good on the trade deadline. Like you said, I think there are some things you guys had to pay for. I mean, you
Right.
had to pay for some of these things. I think the positions, the holes that you guys filled were really some of the ones that to be successful for the rest of the season you had to.
I think we got better.
Yeah,
That's all you can ask for. I think so. I'd say that's a win.
Yeah.
I don't. Stowers and Norby, they probably weren't going to have a huge role on our team. Like I didn't. With Jackson in the system, he's younger. Norby's already like mid-20s, so.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that it fit that we were going to get rid of him. We picked up pitchers that are better than who we're throwing out there right now because, God, it's awful. It's awful. So, yeah, we needed a right-handed bat. Eloy Jimenez. Hopefully he finds it.
Yeah. Well, give me another winner or loser. Give me some winners and losers here.
Well, like I told you, maybe not a winner as far as they're going to go to the World Series or even the playoffs this year, but I think the Marlins won.
Yeah.
I think that the hauls that they were able to get for the players that they traded were great,
Oh yeah.
and it's going to they
the
are
long
going
run,
sustainable
it's going to help
long-term.
them in the future
Well, that's
for sure.
I mean,
But on the other end of that, I think the other winner was the Padres, who they traded Tanner Scott to. I
Yeah.
think that they built that bullpen. That bullpen is solid because they had just traded for God, who did they get right before that? I can't remember, but they had just traded for somebody right before that as well. So
Losers?
I like the Padres as well.
I had
Losers from the trade deadline?
I had the Yankees kind of as a semi-winner. I feel like that Chisholm trade is pretty good, and they
That
just
puts them. That's a
added
win. That's
added
a win
spark.
for anything.
And last night, I don't know if you guys saw the first at bat, he homered on his first few pitches with his bat, and then Judge had hit 2 home runs, and his last at bat in the 9th inning,
Yeah.
he used Judge's bat
Yeah.
and freaking hit a home run and like put it up to the camera. It was pretty sweet.
It is because I can't wait for the MLB to start testing Judge's bat.
Right.
Because
Judge is like, dude, put the bat down. What are you doing?
Chisholm
it smells fishy.
Chisholm hit one with his too, to be fair, but that just adds a spark. He steals bases. He hits for average, hits for power.
No, Chisholm
he's
is
a great,
exactly what
he's a great
we need.
fielder. He was making insane
Yeah.
plays right before he got traded. So I feel like they won just with that trade alone. A loser. I mean, man, I didn't see like many like losers besides the team that just did nothing. You know, like they didn't try to make any moves for the future. So like Robert said, the Marlins are not going to go anywhere this year, but the next few years they made moves for the future. They made a lot of good moves to set them up good to be successful, you know.
I'll be honest with you, though, because in the last few years, I've seen the mindset of Alex Anthopoulos. His lack of movement this year at the trade deadline, not saying it means like, oh, we can't do anything for the rest of the year. It does give me the vibe that Alex was like, there's no reason to spend money. We've got huge injuries that are under contract that are coming back next year. We'll play hard with what we've got, and then next year we should be good to go. I think that that's what's going on right now in the front office in Atlanta, is not necessarily a giving in or a tapping out, but hey, if you want to do it, you're going to do it with what you got.
I mean, I'm not saying we have the bats to compete with Philly and all these good teams, but like we have good enough bats. I feel like, especially if Olsen, Riley, and them get hot towards the end of the year, and then our pitching just continues to dominate. That's the only reason we've been winning a lot of our games.
Yeah.
So they continue to have success. Hopefully, no one else gets hurt.
Let's not forget too
you know.
that Max's contract is
Max-
up at the end of this year, and that's going to be
Yeah,
that's going to be big. I think from the early signs, Max says he wants to stay in Atlanta, but at the same time, so did Freddie Freeman, so did Dansby Swanson. All these guys wanted to stay in Atlanta, and they didn't. They ended up going where the money was, and I don't blame them. I'm like, you gotta make your money. Freddie a little different than Dansby. Dansby he kind of wanted for a guy who loves Dansby Swanson, especially when he was in Atlanta, the contract he wanted, I thought, was a little bit high. And I thought he was a little bit high to think that Alex Anthopoulos was going to give him that money to stay.
Yeah,
but
it was a good move in the long run.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the losers for me. It's usually always the teams that don't do anything.
yeah. What?
I thought they did end up getting Alex Cobb, but the Guardians, I thought, could have done a lot more to get even better.
They
Yeah.
got Lane Thomas, I think, right? From the Nationals.
Yeah, I think so. That's yeah. I don't know.
He's decent.
But also the Twins.
Mm.
They didn't do anything really.
Right.
They get better.
Well, I will say that's why I brought for my showcase piece, I brought the 2021 championship batch bottle of Jim Beam, because that's how this season has made me feel. Like I just want to drink that whole damn bottle of whiskey and forget about it so far.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of seasons still. 2 whole months of season. A lot of things can happen. But let's move on before we run out of time completely. Let's hit on these Olympics. Let's talk about some Olympic competition up to this point. Opening ceremony last Friday. Competition started on Saturday. We're 4 days in. Some great competition so far.
I'm loving it.
I know that Josh in here, I don't know if he's still in here, Slipper House over here, I don't know if he's still watching, but we'll start off. I want to talk about Nigel Houston and Tanner Jagger. What's his last name?
I can't remember his last name, but I just remember Jagger. Nigel and Jagger. They got robbed.
They were amazing runs in skateboard. I love seeing skateboarding in the Olympics. It's a great sport.
yeah.
It's a tough sport. Eaton. Yep. Jagger Eaton. That's
This
it.
dude used to skateboard just like you, Josh. I guess you still do a little bit.
Too many injuries for me.
Yeah, too many.
But these guys put down street scores that were unmatched by anybody. I mean, they had their big runs were damn near flawless, beautiful runs. And then you go on to best trick. Again, you know, there's kind of a method to it. You know, some guys want to come out there and go big the whole way and try to put up big scores every time. Some guys are like, hey, you know, I want to get some solid scores in, and then we'll up the difficulty after I've got the scores in. I feel like neither Eaton or Houston, they just kind of went into it and did their own thing, and both of them scored high right out of the gate. 2 great scores. The total combined, it was crazy. I mean, and they were doing some wild tricks.
Yeah.
Some wild tricks. And from a guy who skated, and Josh, you know, you're in the comments. You can correct me if you feel differently. But to me, when I was skateboarding, flip tricks, grinds are tough. Spins are tough. Flip tricks are so insanely tough because you have to manipulate your feet and the board in a perfect way and then land perfectly as well.
Yep.
So for the final trick, I'm not taking anything away from Japan. I want to say Yumi, but
Josh
I don't think
knows
that's his name.
Let's see. Josh was talking about it
Yeah.
earlier. Hold on.
But I mean, I get it. He was the gold medalist from last year, or from the last Summer Olympics.
Utos.
I knew it was that best trick needs to be the first before the 45-second run. Judges were focused on the last trick. Well, and so but
That should have been the last.
and the thing was the main thing about it was I'm not taking anything away from Yuto. It's a tough trick. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it was like fakie 270 over to tail slide down, and it was a clean
That was
landing.
exactly it.
Is that was what it was? Okay.
Yeah, he knows.
But
Robert knows.
Tough trick. The dude needed a 96.99 to win. Up to
got
that
a
point,
90.
the highest score was like a 95.2, and that was only one. And then the rest of the scores were like high 92s, low 93s for some insane tricks. Nigel was heel flip into like feeble
Nose or
flip
spot.
out. I'm like, dude, that's a crazy trick. It's so hard because you're not focusing on one thing. You're focusing on multiple parts of the trick, and you have to land each part perfectly. So for the trick that Yuto pulled at the end, to be an over rail spin into a grind to get a 97.08 for the win, I felt like that was absolutely blown way out of proportion.
And Jagger had just done a trick like almost similar to that, and it was more impressive.
Yeah. And I agree
he,
with
like,
that, Josh,
landed,
100%.
Back here like Matrix and like finished.
Yeah.
And like Yuto's, it just wasn't a 97.
He said nothing fake. He deserves gold, nollie or nothing. Hey,
it just
and I agree
wasn't
with
a
that.
good
because-
enough trick. Like
And it just, I felt like
it's hard.
Jagger
It's
and
tough.
Nigel's stuff was not only executed well, it was technically difficult.
Yes. That should be what the judges look for.
The difficulty rating on theirs to me is much higher than Yudo's final trick.
But see,
He got robbed.
you watch UFC or any sport that you watch, the umpires, the refs, they make a call, and it's a small call within or the judges in UFC, they decided, and you're like, how did they come up with that? How did they call a strike on that? Well, when you have an entire sport that is decided by a judge who's just watching somebody and says that was the winner, I don't.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
That was
that.
yeah. You got
Because of
robbed.
situations like that, but
Yeah.
you also do need. There probably is somewhere like criteria of what the judges look at for their scoring.
Yeah.
So there's probably some. I don't know. The Olympics is weird with things like that and what they look for. So there's probably something weird. But yeah, you get that when these judges judged sports.
Yeah.
When humans decide. Who just say, yeah, you won.
Like, like flags at the end of a football game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm not saying one in particular, but I'm saying you have a questionable call. It's a bang bang play. It could go both ways. You
Right,
pull a
but
flag
in these sports like diving, gymnastics, and skateboard, like it is you can do. You're up. You're at the judge. The judge holds your entire thing at the
I don't know
palm
who-
of his hand.
I don't know who Corey Duffels is, but I'm gonna find his email and write a very strongly worded message to him. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was awesome. The U.S. still finished silver and bronze. Still snagged two medals from it.
I got
That
robbed,
was
but it's
awesome.
all right.
I think the gold. I think we definitely had gold and silver.
Oh, easily.
And it is what it is. I mean, there's no point in crying over spilled milk at this point. We still medaled. And that's just a small thing, but that's that's an event that I really like. But that's just a small part of it. You had women's gymnastics today.
I got the gold.
Got the gold, man.
No reason to watch it tonight.
Right.
Just to watch.
I can watch so much other stuff.
I know, but
You had
Olympics
Team
is
USA
once every 4 years.
with the big upset over Australia in rugby sevens. That was a huge
Yeah, I
one
saw
today.
that. I saw the girls.
That's about my extent of what I've seen in the Olympics. Was the clip from that? That was pretty awesome.
What
Yeah.
was it?
The U.S. beating Australia for bronze medal.
It was
in
a
rugby
last.
sevens.
It was
Yeah, in the rugby.
the equivalent of a 95-yard touchdown run with time expiring to win
Yeah.
the game.
Sweet.
The girl literally basically said, "Bitch, move out of my way. I'm gone."
Oh yeah, those were beat. I was watching Team
Dude.
USA versus a few.
She
teams. They
literally
were
just
beasts.
ran her over. She tried to take. She just ran her over and kept going, and there was nobody.
Yeah.
And she just kept going.
I saw a lot of and I don't watch a ton of rugby, but I felt like I've seen more men's than women's. I feel like there was a lot more breakaways, like break open plays
Oh,
in
yeah.
women's than there is in the men's. And I don't know if that's just a differing style of play, what it is, but
Those women were
I'll tell you
huge.
right
They were
now,
hitting.
some of those women are they're blindingly
Dude,
fast. The
yeah.
moment they hit a hole and they're gone, and
Yeah.
there's no one even close to them. So fast.
Hey, Jason Kelsey arm wrestled one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the girls skateboarding. No, I missed
I saw
that
some
one.
of it.
What?
It was pretty dope. The women weren't great for USA,
Nah.
but
Need Alyssa Steamer to coach these
And
girls.
Japanese are the ones that do really well on that, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the dude that won.
It's the
over.
it's the training regimen.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
I was told before this the French had some really good skaters that were supposed to come in, and they didn't.
Yeah, I think they had one, but he didn't
Yeah.
do as good as
Um,
they thought.
But yeah, and then we had. I'm getting conflicting things on this, and I talked to Robert when you were downstairs. You had U.S. men's gymnastics team. This was yesterday. Scored. They killed it on the pommel horse
Yeah,
to get the bronze, and they were saying on the Olympics during the program that was their first men's gymnastics first medal in 24 years.
no.
When I looked
16
it up,
years.
they were saying 2008 online. They were
Yeah,
saying
16
since
years.
2008, but they clearly said during the broadcast.
Oh yeah,
24
it was
years.
it was a mistake because it was 4 Olympics. This was the 5th Olympics
Yeah.
without a medal, and then that's why they were so excited. When they got
I've heard
the
people
bronze.
complaining that they brought the pommel guy just for the pommel. He didn't do anything else, on anything, any of the, and they
Yeah, I
people
heard about
they're
that.
like, yeah, because they wanted to fucking medal.
Yeah.
Well, that dude did kill it at the end. The last guy,
The guy might not be-
murdered it.
The way he
was,
came
like,
down when he
spinning
came
around with
down
one
for
hand.
the end of it and put his hand up, and you saw his face as he was coming down was like yeah, and landed. I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's badass.
Yeah,
He
they-
was in it.
Oh yeah, he
But
was.
no, I mean,
That
if
guy
we're not-
might not be able to do anything else, but he may be awesome at the pommel, and they
Oh, they knew.
you
Yeah.
need to score big on every event.
Paul, we're watching it at home
Peacock.
on Peacock, YouTube TV, or I think NBC has some of the coverage. YouTube TV is the way to go.
Peacock, you can
Shout out to
YouTube
you can
TV,
rewatch
Shout out to my man
anything.
Robert.
Or is that what you're using?
We were using NBC and Peacock, or no, I guess NBC, because now you have to pay for the Olympics on Peacock. We
Yeah,
were
you
using
can go back and watch
Peacock,
whatever, man.
and then
What?
What?
So you have a Peacock subscription?
No, we don't.
You-
That's what I'm
no.
saying. We
If you have a Peacock subscription, you have to pay extra for Olympics. Is that what you?
No, you don't.
You have to pay for the subscription. We did when we went to watch it on the first night. It came up and it was like for any of the first night stuff, it was like subscribe to watch.
All right.
Mine.
You have to subscribe to Peacock.
We have a Peacock account. Like
Is
we
it the free one or the paid one?
The free one.
Oh, okay. No, that's
I got the paid
That's not what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I thought what you're saying is if you
With
have
the
the
paid-
paid,
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's where I was
to
gonna
pay
be.
extra
Yeah, no,
for
no, no.
the.
I'm just
No,
saying
no,
you
no,
have to
no,
have
no,
the
no,
paid
no. Okay.
subscription to watch it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, the Olympics, they're
like, wait a second.
they're the biggest. The rights people, like as far as having rights to their footage.
Yeah.
You can't post clips on Twitter, like unless they put the clip out.
Right.
Like
They-
you can't.
They have the
can't
Olympic
do anything.
symbol next to Peacock on the on the app. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's but yeah, YouTube TV probably splits it up pretty well.
Oh
I
yeah,
would- I
wrestling pay
wouldn't
per
know.
views. Hell yeah.
Josh, I tried to introduce my son to the Raw era, and my wife got mad at me.
Oh,
He wanted to watch.
he's gonna
he
watch
wanted-
it soon.
Yeah.
Excuse
me, Rachel.
Wait, Boondock Saints. Let me
I was like,
talk
she's
about
like,
Boondock
what are you guys
Saints.
watching? I was like, Raw is War, teaching about Stone Cold, and I'm like,
Yes.
and she was just like,
Yes.
yeah, like, got mad at me a little
What?
bit for showing
For Stone
Raw
Cold, The
War,
Rock,
dude. Yeah,
for
that's a whole,
DX,
that's a whole era that's just still to this day.
Kane
I'm
and the
like,
Undertaker, like
still to this day.
origination.
Come on, he needs to learn about
Goldberg.
freaking.
The Hardy
Yeah, the
Boys and
Hardy
Dudleys.
Boys, yeah.
That was like one of the best rivalries of
Oh
all
yeah,
time.
the hardcore matches.
Table
No, those were my
Yeah, the all-time favorite.
those were my favorites.
That was when not
Who
to
did
get off
you?
topic,
Who's your favorite?
like single wrestler.
No, in that the Hardys and the Dudley Boys.
Jeff
and
Hardy. Jeff
and-
Hardy was like,
Oh yeah,
dude.
I was in love with Jeff. 'cause
I like mimicked my
acrobat.
look about after Jeff Hardy.
Oh, he
part of
did,
high
he
school,
did.
Dude. Like
He
yeah.
The me too. Well, I didn't do that,
Me
but
too.
like I love the Hardy Boys were my favorite
Yes.
tag team, and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
The
Diamond Dallas
first time I
Page.
saw him do the Swanton, I was like
I'm
goosebumps.
sold.
Like,
I'm
oh my god,
sold.
that was such a
The amount of
badass
times
move.
that he did the swanton off
Oh,
things
yeah.
he should not be doing
off
this.
the
No
top of
one
the
should be
cage.
doing the swanton bomb
The
on
ladder.
somebody.
never once got old ever.
Ever.
Never once.
Oh,
that,
yeah. Edge was-
Never once did
Swanton.
I see him go and think, here we go again. No. I went,
I gotta say this though, because we were a little bit older at this time. But did you watch when they made their comeback? It was at WrestleMania. Shit,
I
probably
didn't
10
watch
years.
the comeback.
That
I
was
saw-
one of the most. That was one of the most intense moments I've seen a crowd at a wrestling event. The moment their because nobody knew, and the moment the lights went out and their music started playing, I was like, dude, I bet you that is probably the most deafening building on
Dude.
the face of the planet. at
there
that
have been
moment.
such
I got-
huge pop. Like
I got
I
chills
don't
when Edge
I don't
came back,
disagree
dude.
that it was a huge pop, but there have been such huge pops. I don't know about that. Like people being surprised that The Rock and Stone Cold come out when they.
Yeah.
Those are the big.
Dude, when Edge came back and his freaking smoke started, everyone was
Yeah.
shocked.
Edge
Like,
and Christian,
no one
man,
thought.
they were badass
No
part of
one
that
thought
rock.
it
This
was
year,
bad.
everyone thought it was going to be Stone Cold to come out at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was like, break the glass. And then the lights went out and dong, and everyone was like,
Oh. Oh yeah, he came out like right in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, but those those were a different level.
that was wrestling.
Unmatched level of wrestling back
Yeah.
then. Even today, there's nothing that touches that level of wrestling
Nah,
back then.
I can't. I got to rewatch
story.
old episodes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
storyline.
I love the
they made
storyline.
And now
were-
seeing some of the documentaries of like the behind the scenes stuff
Yes.
and realizing how much further than that it went.
Yes.
And I'm not even talking about like the Montreal screw job. Everybody knows about that one. Everybody's seen the behind the scenes footage. But some of the other stuff, like
Oh, I've gone into some the rabbit holes of wrestling stuff.
the Hell in the
for
Cell.
sure.
That's
Hell
such
yeah.
a tough interview to see when the Undertaker is like, Foley, when I grabbed him, he said, "You're either throwing me off the cage or I'm jumping off the cage."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do this." And he was
See,
like, when I let him
scary,
go,
man.
he was like, I thought I just killed a man.
Just recently, a couple of years ago, they sat down and watched it together.
Yeah.
For the anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, current stuff isn't bad.
We're getting
I dabbled here and there. Yeah.
We need to have an
we go back
episode
to Olympics.
dedicated to the raw wrestling.
Bet that's going down. We're doing
Yeah, a show dedicated to wrestling
stuff
just
is
for
very
Josh.
good. Triple H in
You need to get
control.
Josh
No,
on here for that one.
I have heard
That would be
Triple H.
Yeah,
Triple
get
H
Josh
taking
on, yeah.
over as control head of everything. I agree. I watched parts of WrestleMania this past year because that's another thing. Jesus, why couldn't they have had that when during the Raw the Attitude Era when I wanted to pay $60 for a pay-per-view every month, and my dad's like, "Are you crazy?
Yeah.
No." When all you need is a subscription to Peacock now, and you can watch every single pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You can watch
down.
every past pay-per-view.
Every single one.
It's
you
amazing.
You can watch WCW
Yes.
from
Right.
mid-90s.
Yes.
So
Love it.
Not long ago before we let
Peacock.
Peacock go, I did make it a point before Carson got busy with sports and we were still watching it to show him the introduction of the Crow version of Sting. And I was like, son, that man is probably one of the baddest wrestlers you'll ever see in your life. I was like,
yeah.
that was like a whole different era as a kid too, because that's like young kid like watching
right,
and being
that
like,
was
when
Sting was
dude, he was like the ultimate hero. He was like the anti-hero almost, like just quiet. You never knew what he stuck up for what he wanted to stick up for, but he never really took sides till he went to the Wolfpack. Awesome times.
But yeah, the WrestleMania this past year was very good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I enjoy it. This is pretty good. I like what's
WrestleMania is
going
dope.
on here.
Yeah.
But I haven't really kept up on it since though.
No, sorry, babe. It looks like I'm gonna be subscribing to Peacock again when I get back home. But yeah, let's. Sorry, didn't mean. I knew that was like the moment we started talking. I was like,
Yeah, here we go.
We are taking a hard left
Here
off.
we
go. We're going down this road. We're gonna get back on the Olympics highway for just a moment before we close this thing out. But yeah, that one, Josh, I'm down. Hey.
I'm down whenever, man.
Where'd you say, Josh? Is South Carolina?
I think so.
Josh, where are you at? Where are you located? It's not your fault, bro. It's because that era fires us up, man. He says my fault. Well, to close out the Olympics, all I really had was as of 6 o'clock tonight, USA still leads in total medal count.
Well, it's done. They're done for the day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're done.
Well, 6 o'clock was last I looked.
Yeah,
so
I was like, I don't have to watch it now.
It
Okay.
just doesn't. I would be more likely to watch it if they were in our time zone. But when you already know the results, and I have no interest at all. I really don't. None.
Well, see,
None. Not a bit.
I can see that to a certain point, but things like the skateboard competition, you might wake up and see that the scores happened, but I want to see what they did to achieve that score. Now, the thing is, like, you watch a swimming competition,
Yeah,
that's
what if you
different.
see
When you
it's-
wake up and it's like, oh, Ryan Lochte won the competition. He got the gold medal. Well, they all did the backstroke. I know how that
I would
went.
only do it if the times were close or something. That's the only way I would rewatch.
But even then, I know who's gonna pull this close race out.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, I don't know if you give a shit, but Team USA faced South Sudan in one of their 5 exhibitions. And that was the team that had them beat at the very end. LeBron came up the layup, saved the day. It should have been one of the biggest upsets in Olympic exhibition history.
Yeah.
LeBron saved the day. They have to face them again because they faced Serbia last game. They played fantastic. Their first game in the group stage. They have to face South Sudan in their second game in the group stage. So that's going to be interesting. Tomorrow, 11:15 a.m. I know most people are not able to watch that, but tune in on your phone or whatever. Support Team USA.
Most definitely.
I think it's going to be...
Don't take me not watching as not supporting. I
I-
support the hell out of them. Go USA. I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
believe you,
respect
Robert.
it.
I don't believe you're supporting it. Sprechen Sie Deutsch,
It's just
Robert?
I thought it was crazy
I
that
knew what you just said.
the South Sudan team, man.
What? Robert?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another foreign language phrase, and I can't think of any other ones to throw at you. Those are the two I got.
Domari got Mr.
Come on,
Roboto.
oh, hey. Oh man.
Yeah.
I hope we don't have any new viewers that hit this thing,
Wrap
from
it up.
France that have never watched it. They're like, did he just? He just?
Changed it.
Yeah, I'm done with this podcast already.
Actually, what do they care? They just have balls out everywhere. They don't care what.
Jokes on them. They had to watch the podcast for an hour and 15 minutes before they got to that point. So
That is another thing I saw for the Olympics: the balls in the opening ceremony.
yeah. There was some.
I don't miss balls.
There was some wild stuff in the opening ceremony. It was long. Fucking
They're
ceremony
always
was
long. That's the most
crazy.
pointless, boring thing I've ever seen. What does this have to do with anything? What are we here? What is this for? What is all we can have a ceremony and it does not have to be this.
Yeah.
Like
They showed the one from '92, and I was the torch lighting in '92, and I was like, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's like, dude came out there with a bow and arrow. The dude had the torch. He lit the arrow off the torch
And
the
then
dude was
shot it.
holding,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then launched this thing like quite a ways, perfectly into
where was 92?
Athens, I think.
Makes sense.
I think it was Athens. I could be wrong on that, but
I know 96 was Atlanta.
woo!
Sure. Oh yeah.
Oh, Spain. Adam says he thinks it was Spain. But yeah, dude, that's a badass moment, man. Like, we need more of that. Like, that's just some cool stuff that you just don't really see a lot anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Josh, I'm totally down. You shoot me some info on how, and we'll definitely jump on digitally and be a part of one of your episodes, bro. In South Carolina, you just need to let us know when you're going to come up to Virginia. Keep us in the loop, man. Keep Don over here. Give him the heads up. We get you on over here. And, yeah. Well, before we run out of time, because we're just about out of time, let's move on to what moves you. Because we got what moves you and some snack reviews in about 10 minutes. So, what moves you guys this week?
What moves me is James McCann. If nobody has seen the catcher, he's really backup catcher for the Orioles. He in the second inning took a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right to the side of the nose. Which I know how that feels. I took one there, not 95, but I took one right there. I mean, and at the end of the game, his nose looked the exact same that mine did. This middle bone pushed all the way over here.
It's never fun.
But he
destroy your nose.
got blood just gushing out of his nose. He was on the ground for a little while, and he just went and changed his jersey, put some gauze in his nose, and he
Trooper,
he
man.
catched the rest of the game.
That's
He
insane.
He's
is
the fucking G, bro.
He really is. And then
insane.
Hyde said last year there was a game he caught the last like 5 innings with a legit sprained ankle. He went on the IL after the game. He played with a sprained ankle because he knew Adley was DHing. And if they had to move Adley from DH to catcher, they were going to lose their DH and would have to hit a pitcher for the last 5 innings. So he stayed in.
Oh yeah.
With a sprained
That's
ankle.
wild.
And the same thing yesterday. He knew that if he didn't, this was the first game of the second inning of the first game of a doubleheader. He knew that if he didn't go back out there, Adley was going to have to catch 2 games in a row of a doubleheader. And he went out there. And Eflin was
Fucking beast.
that was Eflin's first game throwing for the Orioles, and he's like, this guy is a fucking warrior. He goes, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
Yeah.
Tyler Wells, he was one of the pitchers that we really was going to be in our rotation or relief or whatever, and he got Tommy John. He tweeted, he says, I would go to war for James McCann any day, anytime he ever needed it, but that right there just proved I would be useless to him.
I'd go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But
Oh yeah.
well, yeah, no, the video was rough, but he's a
And then
He-Man,
today,
like-
they tweeted out Garrett Cole removed from starting tonight due to body fatigue.
Body fatigue.
And I like the guy posted a picture of McCann with blood coming out of his nose and gauze. Like after the game, they interviewed him, and I sent you that picture of that.
Yeah.
The swelling had taken into whole. He couldn't
Yeah.
see out of his eye. His nose just over here, and he's like, hey, you know, it's just
The baseball thing.
Baseball.
Oh man. Well, he definitely moved some people this weekend. That's for yeah, I guess this
Yeah.
week.
No, that.
For sure.
Lifetime James McCann fan. I don't care wherever he goes for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. What do you got, Don? What moves you?
Well, what moved me for the week was Mr. Durantula right here, my boy. He didn't play at all in the whole exhibition round, like all 5 games. I don't know what was wrong. I don't think he was hurt. I think he was just trying to save himself, for the group stage and the medal round. First game on the court, competition besides practice, comes out, went 8 for 8, 5 for 5 from 3, 23 points. I think LeBron was 8 for 9, so they missed one shot in between the both of them.
Yeah.
They had a crazy good game. They looked like Team USA, the team that I thought in my head that they were going to look like. Offense, like the first half, their defense struggled a little bit. They started to pick it up in the second half, and their offense stayed consistent. So, yeah, just watching that team was awesome. I haven't seen them play good in the, 2-3 Olympics, since Kobe was on that team with LeBron and D Wade and all them. So,
Hell yeah.
cool to see, man.
Can we just say Durantula is the worst fucking nickname for Kevin Durant?
I've called him that since he got in the NBA.
I'm not saying that that's you. Like I know that's like a nickname.
You don't-
people
yeah,
call
you
him.
don't like the
I just
tarantula?
hate that. It's a stupid fucking nickname.
Tarantula.
Durantula. I don't like. I don't know. I don't like it. There was one that I heard that I really liked for him, and he didn't want to be called by it. Apparently, that I think is badass and worked for him, and that was Slim Reaper.
Yeah, Slim Reaper. Yeah,
He didn't want to be called that. Though.
They call him that. I've heard it.
I've heard he's changed his mind on it, but
Yeah.
he
I like
early
Slim
in his career
Reaper.
he didn't want to be called that. That's a good nickname.
Yeah.
Durantula is stupid.
Still, he's fantastic. He's gonna be a legend.
Well-
He is a legend, but he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
I had a feel good moment that Rachel actually brought up to me yesterday or something, and I was looked into it, and I really was like, man, that's kind of a really awesome thing. So some of the players from the women's Team USA women's water polo team had posted online about the struggles and stuff, like how a lot of Olympians, including themselves, like some of them work 2 to 3 jobs to continue like keep everything going, like,
Right.
and then they still go to compete and stuff. And so they were looking for help, like they needed to find some help. And an unlikely person came out and was like, hey, he was like, if I'm not mistaken, he was like, as a dad, like I understand all these things. And Flavor Flav came out.
Flav.
He decided to sponsor the women's
Cool.
Team USA women's water polo team and signed a 5-year contract as their official hype man. Now I was like, I'm sorry,
Oh yeah.
but that's badass, dude. Like you ain't gonna get a much cooler hype man than Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
That's badass. But, it was just a really good feel-good moment of, like, athletes who are grinding to try to make things happen for the country. Like, they want to go out and compete to make
Yeah.
our country look good, to step up for us and to show what they can do for us. And they were like, hey, this is really hard. We need some help. And it was awesome to see Flavor Flav jump up and be like, you know what? I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Sponsor the team, help them out, and then sign a contract to be an official hype man for the water polo team. That to me was just a great moment. And I was like, dude, like mad props to Flavor Flav.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy. Like that's
No,
awesome.
that is awesome.
That's pretty cool,
I
man.
had seen that. That's
like
pretty
that.
sweet.
Very moving.
It's moments like those are
Oh, yeah.
the ones that we don't get enough of.
Oh yeah, man.
Durantula does sound like a Halloween inspired Dorito flavor. That definitely.
Tarantulas.
Perfect. That's a perfect explanation of what
Yeah.
that name. Who said that?
Josh,
Josh.
Perfect.
Josh is a character.
we will be reviewing Durantula Doritos at Halloween.
Tarantula Dorito.
Why did the Score app have to go and ruin everything?
Alright, so
Well,
score.
let's
We gotta get out
let's
of
score
here.
these. Let's score these snacks. Let's start off with the Jarritos soda. Yeah, I'm like
I'll give it like a 2.5.
Yeah, 3. 3.0.
I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go 5 on it. Josh got 4 over there on it.
4.
I guess if you like Jarritos, it's worth trying.
Yeah, like you said, the different flavors probably.
I think we all were in agreement pretty much that everyone that's tried a bunch of them likes the lime better. The lime is the way to go. Yeah, let's try. Anybody want any more of this? This Mr. Beast Feastables Milk Crunch Bar.
Let me get a little
Jump on it.
Little piece. Little Feastables.
I thought the Feastables was good. I think we all agreed that
Crunch bar.
yeah, it is nothing different than a Crunch Bar.
I love it.
It's
I'll go 7.5. 7.5.
7.5 on the Mr. Beast Feastables. I'm gonna go.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever I would rate a Crunch Bar.
Yeah, exactly. He said, no. It's a Crunch bar.
I'd rate a Crunch
Or
Bar
7?
higher. I'd rate a Crunch Bar higher because I feel like half of the price of what's in that bar you paid for the name Mr. Beast on the front of it. DJ Moore and the Bears reach 4-year, $110 million extension.
Ooh.
Wow.
DJ
Football's around the
Moore.
corner, people. Football's
loves
around the corner.
Caleb.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 6.5 on the Mr. Beast because I think you paid for the name. I
I'll
think the
tell you,
name-
man. These guys love the Orioles, man. You trade them away, they still help you out, man. Austin Hayes goes to the Phillies. It's a home run against the
Oh, yeah.
Yankees. Hell yeah, Austin.
That's all.
Shout out Austin Hayes. What do you got on him, Josh? Mr. Beast bar. You got a 5 on the Mr.
5.
Beast. You had 7.5.
7.5. I'll give it
Yeah,
7.5.
I'll go 6.5 just because
Pretty
like
tasty.
I said, yeah, it was a great bar. Just you're paying extra for the name. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, it was like 7.
7. That sounds solid. Sounds solid. Let's go with these Candy Pop Twix popcorn. I am not going to eat any more of that.
I'm not
You don't-
either.
you don't
I
need to- yeah,
I
Josh
never
is
want
throwing
another
up,
one.
throwing
I'll
up the
give 'em-
deuces over
I'll
there
give
for
them
Josh.
like
1.5.
a 1.8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say those were in my book in a different way, but they were up there with the Lays, the IHOP Lays. They were not good at all. The
Zero.
candy Pop Twix flavored popcorn.
It's just
yeah,
like,
I'm
don't
going
get
like
those.
0.5. It doesn't matter if you like popcorn or if you like Twix or if you like
-6.
chocolate caramel, anything like that. Don't buy that popcorn expecting to
Yeah.
get anything good from the flavors you're looking for because they're not there.
Bag looks good, and that's about it.
Yeah. The popcorn was bland. The candy flavorings on it were not good. It tasted nothing like Twix
Nothing.
at all. Yeah, so that's
Not a bit.
no, not even close. Like,
zero.
that's what I was saying.
I
Even
didn't
the
taste
chocolate
any
that it
Twix.
had on it didn't even taste
Didn't
like
taste like
Twix chocolate.
Nothing.
I mean, so
You blew it. Twix.
Yeah,
All right, you blew it.
Twix didn't blow it.
Or, yeah,
Candy
all
Pop
right,
fucking
Candy
blew it. Twix
Pop.
kills it. Candy Pop blew it.
But Twix blew it for allowing that product
Yes,
to be
they
released. 'Cause
allowed
they had
the
to have
popcorn.
allowed.
I
this.
mean, yeah, they also had Fruity Pebbles popcorn, and they had another candy bar, and I can't remember what it was. And I was like, yeah, we'll try Twix. You can't go wrong with Twix.
What was
You
the
can't.
last-
Well, yeah, apparently you can.
You can, and they did.
And then these Haribo sour streamers.
Yeah, I'll give those like a 8,
Yeah.
8, 6.
I like
They're
it.
real good.
Like a eight-
I would
8
give
even.
The other like streamers, like its sugar would be like over 9, for like just over 9. Maybe.
Yeah,
8 even's
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna go 9 on them. I thought the flavor was really, really good. I think, like I said, the only thing that would hold me back from eating an entire pack of those would literally be how sore my tongue would be from all the sour. All sour candy is top tier. My man Josh,
It
wise
really,
man
on
over
here.
here. He's such
Needs
a
to be
wise
on
dude,
here.
man.
Sour is the best.
It is. It is.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got on them, Josh? 8.5.
8.5.
Yep, 8.5.
We're
I'm
all
going
in
9.
agreement.
Yeah, I mean those
Got
are
an
up
8.
there. So what we're hearing is from everything is try those Haribo sour streamers.
2 hots,
and
2 knots.
And if you want some chocolate, you can try some Mr. Beast. It's not bad, but stay
Don't
away
try
from the
the Pop
Jarritos fruit punch and the candy pop Twix popcorn. Avoid those at all costs. Avoid them like the plague. And with that, our time is up here tonight, fellas. So we're gonna go ahead and close this thing out.
Been fun.
Good snack reviews tonight. Great topics tonight. This was really
Yeah.
fun. A lot of awesome stuff going on.
Get a wrestling episode.
I know.
soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get to think.
Get Josh
There's
in
so
here.
much stuff playing. We got fantasy football. We got the
visit,
trivia
man.
episode. We got to figure out. We got wrestling episode. I mean, we got to
Lot
get it
of
all
good stuff
rocking and
coming
rolling.
up.
But
Rocking and rolling and whatnot.
so that being said, you guys got anything else before we close this thing out?
I think that's about does it. That about does it.
For y'all. Well, with that, I'd like to thank all of you who have been a part of this episode. Adam, Josh,
Paul,
Paul over here hollering.
I don't know where Brent's at.
Yeah, I don't know where
babysitting.
Brent is.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Brent, we're missing you, man. Hope to see you back next
One
week.
comment from him last week.
2. He had 2.
Oh,
and then he vanished.
Sorry.
But to all of you fans out there, to everybody watching, thank you so much for being a part of the Sports Bites family. We love you.
Thank you.
Without you guys, we just don't have what we have here, and we really appreciate everybody with all of the engagements. Josh, Adam, Paul, all of you guys, thank you so much for the comments, for the engagement. This was a lot of fun tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode, had a fun time watching. And to all of you at home that are watching this, keep hitting that like button. Keep bringing the subscribes in. Tell your people, jump on board the Sports Bites train. Get your ticket. Get on board. Let's do this. Let's get this thing rolling. And with that, Donnie, Rob, Josh, I'm your host, Randall. We are Sports Bites, your #1 sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds.
Sports.
Snacks.
Thank you guys so much. We
Snacks.
love you. Have a good night.
See you later.